We can breathe now, Redskins Nation. Feels good to get the win. We're 2-2, and that is fine. Probably won't amount to much, but we can rest assured knowing that we have ourselves an answer moving forward. And that we have something to believe in whenever we get in hotly contested football games. Now, today's game was a game that we, quite frankly, should have won regardless of how it happened, because Atlanta is not a very good football team. I like Matt Ryan and I like Calvin Ridley, but they just have never found the coaching success, the consistency that a team of that talent level really deserves. And that was why I would have expected Washington to come out on the right side of this regardless. I initially was going to pick Atlanta, but once I found out Curtis Samuel was coming back, I did end up taking the Skins. Although we ended up suffering a lot of casualties in this game that I am going to be hoping and praying are not serious. Jonathan Allen suffered a late game injury. Torrey McTyer went down on the last Hail Mary. Yeah, I don't want to harp on this too much. I have got to give all the praise to number 4 and number 17. Because if you haven't seen the title of this video, Taylor Heinicke and Terry McLaurin need to be extended ASAP. I remember throughout the course of this week, I was hearing discussions on whether maybe when Ryan Fitzpatrick was healthy to play again, whether he should retake over the starting job, whether the Redskins should sign Cam Newton or even RG3. But at this point, even as diehard of an RG3 fan as I am, I know that that's not going to be the answer because we already have the answer. Taylor Heinicke. Let's talk about him for a little bit because I don't want to make this video too long. All I got to say about him is pretty much what I said about him after the Giants game. He knows how to overcome adversity, which is something that previous Redskin quarterbacks have not been able to do consistently. Taylor Heinicke has made some pretty poor throwing decisions, but what does he do following those? He corrects them. He stands tall in the pocket. I remember I was watching on Redskins Room Instagram Live, and Redskins Room himself observed that poise that Taylor shows when he plants that back foot standing in a clean pocket, and even to have the presence of mind to see the whole field, to look for J.D. McKissick on that game-winning touchdown. Me personally, I wish McKissick was out so we could have drained more of the clock to not even give Atlanta's offense a chance. But to make that play happen, McKissick had a great run after the catch too. But again, for Heinicke to make plays like that happen, it's so fun to watch. And it doesn't get old. It hasn't gotten old yet through, 5 games as a starter. And it certainly won't get old, I hope, for the rest of the season, given this offensive line can improve. I know Sam Cosmi's got some work to do. Had a really bad false start penalty on the 2-point conversion attempt. We got to work on kicking. So, Terry McLaurin, before I get to the negatives of the day, Terry, after a pretty quiet week 1 and a pretty quiet week 3, you've noticed in both of these wins that he has been where the ball needs to be in the air. He's always right there. Johnny on the spot. De'Ami Brown and company still have some developing to do because we really have yet to solidify our receiving core behind McLaurin. But really, there's no question about it. Terry McLaurin is going to need to get a lot more respect because the NFL Top 100 didn't even rank him this past year. They put guys like Corey Davis ahead of him and other receivers that can easily be placed at, slightly better than mediocre category. But Terry McLaurin, he is, what more can I say about him than just simply clutch? Because that's what he is. And to have that connection already blossoming with Taylor Heinicke, that's something that I'm going to want to see in Washington for at least another half decade. Because as I discussed in another previous video, normalcy isn't exactly a common theme in this football city. It's more seasonal and occasional. But to have that success is something that we cannot let slip away, rather. Because I was planning, had we lost this game, to make a video talking about how every time we get a glimmer of success, we always find a way to take it for granted. We say too much off the field, and we don't follow it up on the field. We talk about this culture that is developing in Washington, but where is that culture on the football field? Well, I think we got to see some of it today, specifically on the offensive side. The defense has some work to do, and of course, Dustin Hopkins, you need to seriously cut it out with the missed extra points, because I don't know how much more it's going to take for us to actually get rid of him. And I know, yes, just a couple videos ago I was giving Hopkins praise for making the field goal, but quite frankly, he didn't even deserve the second chance because Dexter Lawrence had jumped off sides on that play. So, yeah, Dustin Hopkins, I think his days better be numbered in Washington. And if they're not, his bad kicking days better be numbered in Washington. Because he's been consistent in the past, and the only way for him, in my eyes, to stay here, and from a logical sense, is to get his act together. Because that's going to ultimately take away from all the efforts that players like Taylor Heinicke and Terry McLaurin put in and week out. Antonio Gibson also had a nice game today, but really this game is more about Double T, and really the bottom line is these guys need to get paid ASAP. We cannot allow them to roam free in this league, because once again, when you have generational talent on your roster, young talent at that, you got to secure it. That's the point. And that'll just about do it for this video. Not exactly looking forward to facing the Chiefs next week. However, Kansas City has not been as good as we're used to seeing them this year. They're 2-2 as well. They beat the Eagles today, so we'll see. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I'm Redskins Fans United. Stay tuned for more recap videos and whatnot on this channel. Thank you so much for sticking with me. And if you made it this far, I hope you like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And I'll see you guys next time. Hail.